Norman Smith, thank you. The Chancellor, George Osborne, has said he has reached agreement with 4 government departments to cut day-to-day spending by about 30% over the next 4 years. Mr Osborne warned the country against losing its nerve in cutting the budget deficit. Plans have also been announced for 9 new prisons, which ministers say will save £80 million a year. Our political correspondent Chris Mason reports.
Take an overview of government departments in Whitehall right now, and for many, the squeeze is on. That word deficit is back. It never went away, but the Chancellor wants to eradicate it.
It's only when you control spending and live within your means that you can build a country with security and opportunity at its heart. We're not making savings for savings' sake. We will make savings for a purpose, to deliver a better, more secure life for our citizens.
So, what has been signed off so far? Well, the Chancellor's done a deal with 4 departments: Transport, Local Government, Environment and the Treasury. Each of them will cut day-to-day spending by 8% a year. That's roughly 30% by 2020.
These are big cuts, of course. 30% is a very big cut to day-to-day spending, but it's important to be clear that this is not most of the transport budget we're looking at here. Most of the transport budget is capital spending. That's not what the Chancellor was talking about this morning. This is not most of local government spending. Most of that is funded through council tax and so on.
He's right, we've got to tackle the deficit, but it doesn't have to be cut, certainly not on this scale, because what he's doing is he's giving tax cuts away to the richest and to corporations, but cutting benefits and cutting tax credits to some of the middle and low earners and the poorest in our society. It's just not fair.
And the wrangling and tussling over budgets is far from over, not least because the real biggie, benefits, is not yet signed off. The Work and Pensions Secretary, Ian Duncan-Smith, is digging his heels in over proposed changes and cuts to the new universal credit, which packages up a handful of benefits into a single payment. His aides say he has not threatened to resign over the issue, but do describe it as a red line for him. We've not heard the last of this. One thing that is agreed, though, is time is up for old prisons like this one in Brixton in South London. George Osborne says they're going to be sold to make way for new housing, with 9 new jails being built, 5 of which will be finished within 5 years. Chris Mason, BBC News.
Meanwhile, the